Sarah Mikesell with the Dairy Site, and today we're here with Elizabeth Combs. She's the Director of Customer Solutions at ADM Animal Nutrition. Thanks for being with us today, Elizabeth.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Elizabeth, tell me a little bit about ADM's Regenerative Ag program.
Yeah, absolutely. So ADM's Regenerative Ag program is based on the 5 principles of Regen Ag. So that's minimize soil disturbance through low-till practices. That's maximize biodiversity through crop rotations and through cover cropping. Maintain a living root in the ground, so we're keeping those roots in the ground and soil aggregated. We want to keep the soil covered so that when rain falls, it stays put in the soil and really works down into our soils. And then ultimately, responsibly manage our inputs. So that is making sure that anything we're bringing on farm, whether that's fertilizer or herbicides, that we're really making sure that we're following the 4 R's for that. And so ADM works globally with over 30,000 producers on 8 different crops and on 5 million acres to support regenerative programs on farm. And yeah, it is a lot of work. We have great people working globally.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's our program in a nutshell.
That's fantastic. How do you see consumer demand for sustainability, especially for products tied to Regen Ag, impacting the future of farming and dairy production?
Yeah, absolutely. ADM keeps a really close pulse on what's going on in consumer demand, so we can, develop these programs that make the most sense for farmers and consumers. What we know about consumers today is that they're rather familiar with Regen Ag, but they know less about what the real impacts are. So we really have some work to do to help continue to educate consumers on what Regen Ag is and how it changes the products they're buying. But what we also know is that consumers are interested in it. When they see Regen on packages, they look at it and frequently will buy it and will buy it at a higher price. So we're always looking for opportunities to connect that value from the consumer back to our farmers, and that can be all the way up to row crop and moving down the value chain through dairy farmers as well.
Excellent. How does ADM collaborate with farmers to make regen farming practices economically viable? This has been a challenge, right?
It can be a challenge, absolutely. So ADM approaches this as a value chain collaboration. So we're in this together with our farmers all the way down to the end consumers, but we really start with our farmers. And we build our program on kind of 4 pillars, and that is education, partnership, economic incentives, and then technological innovation. So from a partnership perspective, we have technical assistance partners available for all of our farmers as they're managing the transition. So if they have questions about cover cropping or no-till or equipment, they can call technical partners like American Farmland Trust or PFI, regionally based partners that can answer those questions and be on farm to help them. And we just really want to make sure our farmers feel supported while they're engaged in Regen Ag. So that's the partnership piece. The education piece is we have multiple field days throughout the year where farmers who are engaged in Regen Ag can come onto a farm, learn about new technology, learn about how to best implement Regen Ag practices, and take that back to their farm and engage on that on farm. From an economic standpoint, we incentivize specific practices in specific regions. So there are different programs and practices available for our farmers, and ADM financially incentivizes those practices and processes. And then ultimately, technological innovation. We partner with Gradable, which is a JV for ADM, and they enroll all of our farmers. They work with our farmers throughout the year to pull data, to enroll farms, to make sure that everything's ready. So at the end of the year, that data package that we take so we can understand those ecological benefits that are coming out of the farm are there at the end of the year. So we really approach it as a farmer-first program and look at it as a holistic way to help not just farmers, but everybody across the ag value chain.
The whole value chain, right? What opportunities do you see in applying regenerative practices to dairy operations?
Yeah, dairy operations have some great opportunities. I think right now, really great to look at what we can do with silage production. So that might be cover cropping, that might be a change in tillage practices, but really looking at what we can do to help improve the efficiency of those silage crops that farmers are using on field. And also, how can we use the manure that is being produced at a dairy to implement as fertility on farm as well. So dairy producers have some really great opportunities on farm themselves. And I think as we see the consumer piece come along and regen ag becoming more and more popular, we'll see sets of practices and technological innovation that helps them through their entire production cycle to really implement regen ag and bring a differentiated product to market.
Very good. And is this a global program for ADM?
This is a global program. ADM really sees regen as locally focused, so we have teams in various regions, South America, Europe, even in Australia, and then of course North America, and we have teams there to help support both our farmers and the customers down the value chain.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for all the information. This is an exciting program.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. This is Sarah Mikesell with the Dairy Site.